Thank you very much. Of course, I was thinking of speaking something about the Indian chemicals market, the challenges and opportunities with facts and figures. I think most of the things were covered right from Praveen Prashant. Most of the things are covered. So I come from a different perspective altogether now, looking at the human resource requirement of the Indian chemical industry. That is something which we have to seriously think about. About 2 million people are engaged in the Indian chemical industry in different sectors, right from the managers to the people who are trained in chemistry, chemical engineering, chemical technology, assistants, lot of things. 2 million people are engaged as of now. And if you just look at the chemical engineering graduates, we have around 12,000 chemical engineering graduates are produced in this country. Out of the 6 lakhs science graduates, 2.3 lakhs chemistry graduates are produced in this country. 2.3 lakhs chemistry graduates are produced in this country. How many of them are getting meaningfully employed in the chemical industry? It is a question to be analyzed. I have been a teacher. I have been an education administrator for the last 5 decades. Of course, a chemistry researcher also. If you just look at the higher education, there is a paradigm shift and a revolution is happening in the higher and technical education in this country. A real revolution. How the chemical industry can just look at the real revolution happening in higher and technical education and produce the skilled people at all levels for the chemical industry. That is something which we are probably, I will speak about something based on my personal experience. So I mentioned about 12,000 chemistry engineering graduates, 6 lakh science graduates. And in science graduates, material science is there. In addition to chemistry, material science is there, IT is there. These are all part of any chemical industry as of now. If you think about digital transformation in the chemical industry also, you require a good number of people with chemistry, data science, artificial intelligence, IT, all these things are very necessary. And therefore, this transformation, deregulation, it's a deregulation which is happening in the higher education sector in the country. Now the degree programs have been converted into a 4-year degree program. All the degree programs in the country are a 4-year degree program, just as engineering and other professional disciplines. Out of this 4 years, 1 year can be spent in industry. Can be 1 year, up to 1 year can be spent in industry, not just internship, just working for the industry. 1 year. How many of our education institutions can probably collaborate with chemical industries to make use of this situation? That is one thing. 2,000 chemistry PhDs are produced. 2,000 chemistry PhDs are produced in this country. Of course, we have a lot of criticism about PhD. Of course, after you get a PhD, probably you are more like this. You will not be able to do much thing in this thing. So research and development is also very important. We have clear examples of university chemistry departments transforming themselves into some sort of strong chemical technology institutions in this country. I just look at Bombay, the University Department of Chemistry, getting converted to, originally it was UDCT. Many of you may be graduates from that, UDCT. Now it is Institute of Chemical Technology, which is a university in its own sense. And also ICT is not just one university. I think they have started two more ICT. And then, of course, there are chemistry laboratories which are very specifically created, whether it be the Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Hyderabad, IICT Hyderabad, and National Chemical Laboratory, and several other institutions. So how we can probably upskill the existing employees of the chemistry, existing HR, human resources of the chemical industry for the requirements, for the current day requirements of the industry. This is something which can be done jointly with institutions. 40% of the credits of any university degree can be earned from outside. 40%. That means almost half of the total requirements of a degree can be earned from outside. And this can be from the industry. And many, of course, if you just look at the American Chemical Society or the British chemical industry or German chemical industry, you will see that they spent almost 40%, these graduates, in the industries. How these 40% of the credits can be earned by working as work-integrated learning in the chemical industry. This can be worked out, can be done. I'm not saying that a national level initiative or anything is necessary for this thing. Maybe one-to-one interaction between one institution, one university, and one chemical industry. Just look at the possibilities of one-to-one interaction. And now, of course, 40% of the credits, 1 year spending, that is one thing. Then, even, of course, as part of a guideline and regulation of this country, Professor of Practice has been introduced in the university system in the country. People who have experience in the industry, they can come as Professor of Practice, full-time or part-time, or as adjunct to the universities. The university which I work now, we engage more than 40 Professor of Practice from different areas. Our management institute is from a former CEO of a major chemical industry, global chemical industry. Our research and development institution, research and development departments of research and development units of each university department in our university is headed by an industry researcher. These are all possibilities. I mentioned one example of Bombay University Chemistry Department getting transformed into ICT, Professor M. Sharma, Professor Yadav, large number of people getting done. It happened just because of the industry's intervention. It is a success story. And such success stories can be definitely repeated across the institutions with the current deregulation. That is the point I am emphasizing. 40% of the credits from industry. People from the industry, both probably experienced people after the industry service, they can come to the university. Even during the period of their, they can be part of the university teaching, not only teaching and research also. So it is permitted. It's permitted by regulation, facilitative regulations. And similarly, any university, if they have teachers who are competent to work in the industry, they can spend within a period of 5 years, at least 6 months to 1 year in an industry. I have been recruiting good number of teachers for the university which I had now in Somaiya Vidyavihar University in Mumbai. We get large number of trained, of course, studied here, got a degree, postgraduate degree from here, and went abroad for something, and they also want to come back. And they come back with some sort of an industry experience and all that. They are ready to go to the industry also. Maybe every year they are ready to go to industry and spend 1 or 2 months there. Of course, if you just look at the university system in USA and all that, the university professors, of course I'm also, university professors only get 10 months salary. The rest 2 months, They have to go to the industry. They have to go to the industry and they have to earn their salary from working in the industry. That's a win-win. Everybody look forward such opportunities. So this is probably some of these things need to happen. It should happen in our country also. It will happen. So then joint degree programs with the industry and the university, a joint degree program. It is permissible. For example, after we became a university, we started a industry academia jointly designed and joint taught program in polymer science and technology, which is 100% with 100% placement for the last 5 years. It is not just somebody. I am inviting somebody to come to the university and take a class. No, it is a jointly designed and executed program by 50% people, qualified people from industry and 50% people from academia. Maybe a cluster, maybe 2 or 3 industries clustering together and then supporting us. Of course, there are such several examples. I'm just mentioning some of these things. There are such several examples. How exactly we can just look at it, and then enhancing the inclusivity in the chemical industry. For example, we have a program known as, some of you may be knowing, we have announced it. This is the 5th batch going. It's called WeChemie, W-E-C-H-E-M-I-E. Chemie means the German word for chemistry, WeChemie. And of course, it is definitely, not originally, it is supported by BASF, which is a chemical company. It is women empowered in chemistry. What we are doing is, they are supporting it fully. Of course, there are other companies also come forward after the success. What they are doing is, we identify, as a university, we identify final year chemistry students, BSc chemistry students, or final year MSc chemistry students across. It was originally for the state of Maharashtra. Now we have extended it to the national level. Final year chemistry, girl students, for the final year degree program and final year postgraduate degree program. Of course, you can Google it. It is WeChemie. And then provide 9 months training without disturbing their studies. 5 months training in the different industrial floors in Mumbai and around. Different industrial floors. 9 months training. It's a hybrid, in a hybrid way, but floor training is then. And 5 batches I mentioned, they have come out, they're all placed. This is to enhance the presence of ladies in the industrial floors of the industries. It is called Women Empowered in Chemistry. And looking at the success of this particular program, the government of India has approached our university just to take it to, can we take it to a national level? Of course, one university or one industry cannot do anything at the national level. I think here, for example, I know there are different chemical industry associations, state level, national level, and all that. When of course, for 5 decades back, when I was in Germany, Deutsche GDCH, it's called Deutsche Chemistry Industry, they have association. They used to sponsor such activities during those times. So, of course, looking at the success of this particular program, a few other chemical companies, I don't remember them, a few other chemical companies have also come to the university, how exactly we can do this. So what I'm trying to project, of course I have facts and figures for all these things. Some of these success stories, I have facts and figures. So, industry academia joint designed and joint taught programs. Capacity building of the existing 2 million people in the chemical industry by maybe upskilling and necessary capacity, identifying the requirements. For example, for the paint industry, with a famous paint company, we are providing capabilities for the paint industry. those who are not qualified without certain degree, but we are providing them maybe the advanced technologies in painting, paint industry we are giving. So it is not that we have to have a big collaboration and big investment in all these things. We have to find out the resources. Now, of course, you all know that many of the industries, they used to support maybe small laboratories, very small laboratories in the university system. If you just look at the university system in this country, we are 50,000 colleges and 1,600 universities in this country. If you just look at maybe even 20-25% of them are not resourceful. They may have big building and all that. Probably we have to find out synergies, how exactly an industry can support some sort of activities. And then what is the requirement of, for example, the old chemistry syllabus may not at all required now. The kind of experiments and all that, they are not at all required today. Everything can be done through simulation. All these experiments can be done simulation. But what is the actual requirement of the industry? How we can provide? How we can change the curriculum in an industry-oriented way? These are all things which we can discuss. I think, of course, we come from, Somaiya Vidyavihar comes from a industry family, Godavari Biorefineries. In the chemistry outlook, Mr. Somaiya has given a write-up what that Godavari Biorefineries is just looking at. We have also a agricultural research institute, KJ Somaiya Institute of Applied Agricultural Research near Dharwad. Several 10,000 farmers are involved in this organization. We are providing capabilities for agrochemicals advice. Lot of advice are given to the farmers. Then we have of course Somaiya Vidyavihar. We have for the last 50 years we have been running chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, analytical chemistry, now pharmaceutical chemistry, polymer science and technology, chemical engineering, green chemistry. We started green chemistry. So these are all, to some extent, industry supported. Maybe for the last five years, we have mentioned that 1 year, 6 months to 1 year, the entire students, all the students of these courses will be in the industries, different industries. They are not just different industries working there. There is no teaching, no classroom teaching at that time. They can be completely engaged with the industry. And then we have also in this country, in the higher and technical education system, work integrated learning. For example, I mentioned about the large number of workers in the chemistry, because not only chemical industry, in the chemical industry, there are a large number of workers. They can work without interruption of the work. Without interruption of the work in their industry, they can learn something, get some training, and get some credits, and that can be converted to a diploma, degree, or a postgraduate degree in a systematic way. This facility is also there. Of course, we talk about the national education policy and all that. You might have heard a lot of newspaper reports and all that. But these are all things which will happen. And chemical, of course, if you just look at the numbers in the chemical industry and the numbers in the human resource requirements of the chemical industry and the institutions which are offering meaningful degree programs and degree programs in basic sciences and chemical technology, we can definitely have a win-win situation for the industry and academia in this regard. We are taking some such initiatives, and we are doing. Of course, we have a Somaiya Institute of Research and Consultancy, which is an industry-supported institution. 12 floors we are building, and 4 or 5 industries have come up offering 1 floor for their R&D research. We work in the area of bio-inspired polymers. There was a reference to that. the bio-inspired polymers. And then, of course, I mentioned about the women-empowered chemistry program, the industry academy joint taught program. I was, of course, I'm the vice chancellor of the university. As a chemistry professor, I initiated that particular program. Of course, it was with the support of none other than Professor M.M. Sharma. He only inaugurated that particular program. And it is doing extremely well, and we are just looking. Similarly, in the area of specialty polymers, we are starting a program on specialty polymers with 4 industry support. And we are training only maybe 25, 30 students only in the specialty polymers. And I mentioned about paint chemistry. Then we have also very, very specific programs for education, training, and capacity building for the chemical industry. There is no prescription from our side. There is no prescription. It is for the industry to say what is the training required. We have 10 people to be trained in this particular area, whether let it be artificial intelligence or data science or modeling, we should be provided. So the industry can identify the requirements of the very specific training required for them, and we will create facilities for that and then try to provide. And ultimately, if they want a qualification upgradation, and that possibility is also there. It will be credited, and this credit can be upgraded to higher levels of degree acquisition. So these are all possibilities. That's why I mentioned that in the higher and technical education, a big transformation is happening in this country. Of course, you have heard this Saturday, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan was here somewhere here, and 4 foreign universities established. The baby kids are coming here in the city of Mumbai. 4 foreign universities are coming. Letter of intent has been given. So a lot of things are happening in Indian higher education system also. And it is for us to understand it properly, study it properly, and then try to invest into the largest human resources in the whole world we have in this. The largest number of degrees are produced from India. Of course, the other day when I was looking at our admissions and all, I was just looking in the city of Mumbai produces plus two science 1.2 lakh students qualified in passed the +2 science in the city of Mumbai. Where are they going? What are they doing? So these are all things which we can definitely look at in a holistic perspective, and therefore a proper with a clear understanding of the possibilities and opportunities of the university and higher education system. I'm mentioning about 1 or 2 cases only, but just look at 50,000 colleges in this country, 1,600 universities. And then, of course, at the national level also, for the petroleum chemical sector, there was very specific allocation. We mentioned about semiconductor mission and national ammonia mission. National ammonia mission is essentially national hydrogen mission also. Then Anusandhan, for example, Anusandhan found, that is the new scheme of the government. They want 1 university, 1 industry, and one public university, 1 university, 1 industry, and 1 R&D institution in the country to come together to give research grants, specific research grants up to 30 crores and all that. It is called Anusandhan. The stipulation is like that. You can just look at Anusandhan. 1 university, 1 industry, and 1 R&D institution in that very specific area, putting their heads together and then approaching a very specific problem of the industry and all that. Whether it be semiconductor mission, whether it be national hydrogen mission, national ammonia mission, we have announced all these things, but very minimal collaboration is only happening. For example, from ISER Pune, and then there is one quantum mission also, So big amount of money is in all these fundings, because I was also part of the government before coming to the private sector. Government is just looking at industry, an R&D institution, and a university. University is very important because we can train them in the appropriate way from the very beginning to meet the requirements. Maybe while probably supporting and complementing all the points which were mentioned by my earlier speakers on the statistics of the Indian chemical industry, I thought I would definitely look at the human resource requirement of the Indian chemical industry, how we can address that particular issue of strengthening the human resources, not only for recruitment, but also for continuous capacity building of the Indian chemical industry professional at all levels, right from the manager to the lab boy. Thank you very much, and I would be, of course, my contacts are there with all of you, most of you. We will be happy to support not only this one university. I am also heading the Association of Indian Universities now, the entire country. Probably industries, other universities are also trying their level best to come like that. But of course, it is some push is necessary. I solicit, I request that push from the chemical industry for this human resource capacity building required for the chemical industry. Thank you very much.